Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And what is that choice? It's the choice of thought. See, we get to choose how we're going to think. We get to choose what things mean. And that right there is something incredible to tap into if you want to make the big changes that you would love to make in your life. If you want to make big, beautiful changes in your life, you've got to make big, beautiful changes inside. See, as within, so without. See, that's how it works. And when you operate that way, when you use that hidden power you have, as shared by Thomas Troward, you're then in control of your life. See, you're a master of your fate. And I want you to notice, though, throughout the whole entire message there, that it's all in thought. And that's what we share here at Elevitality. Now, with this being said, I want to say happy birthday to Dolly. It's your birthday today. Everybody say happy birthday to Dolly. Woohoo, amazing. Incredible. Oh my goodness. It's so amazing. So, with that being said, we want to welcome you here, and we're so happy that you have joined us. And what we've been studying is this beautiful gem here, The Science of Getting Rich right here. This book right here is amazing, incredible. To study along with us, get this version. Click on the link below to get this version, the one with this specific image. This is a special unabridged edition that we personally took care of to make sure that it was right and correct. And also that if you do get this, you'll be able to read along with us word for word. By the way, that's with regards to the paperback. If you have the hardcover, it's a little bit different in terms of page numbers, but still the content is still the same. So make sure you get this. And most importantly, what? Use it. See, using it is what's going to help you to deliver the change. You're not going to be able to deliver wealth, success, prosperity into your life if you don't use what's being shared. And that right there is amazing and incredible. Okay. So let's dive into this, shall we? Shall we get started? Type in the comments if you're ready. Say, I'm ready if you're ready. And let's dive into this beautiful gem, The Science of Getting Rich. All right, so here we go. One, two, three, boom. All right, there we go. Now, we are in chapter 2. In chapter 1, we talked about how you had this right to be rich, how it was something that you have 100% access to. It's just a matter of you claiming that right. It's a matter of you stepping into that and owning the dominion that you have over this earth. Now, here in chapter 2, we're going to talk about the science of it. Now, think about, for instance, mathematics. There is a science of mathematics. Now, a really big question to ask about math, if you are actually working on an equation, if you get the wrong answer, is it because the science of math is wrong? Is it because the principles are wrong? No, it's because your methods are. And in this book, with regards to what we're sharing the proper way of thinking that's in harmony with the science of getting rich, so you can attract that into your life. Now, what does he say? He says here, there is a science of getting rich, and it is an exact science like algebra and arithmetic. See, we just talked about that. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. Now, think about that. Work with the law, and the law will do the rest. It's very simple. What you need to do is to obey the law, and then you will get rich with mathematical certainty. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in this certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. While those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. I want you to write this in your notes. I must do things in this certain way. Okay, we're talking about the movement. Okay, you got to do things in a certain way. Because if you don't, you'll remain poor. Now, it is a natural law that like causes always produce like effects. Now, I want you to underline that. Like causes always produce like effects. And I want you to circle always. And then type it in the comments. Like causes always produce like effects. Like attracts like. This whole book is about cause and effect. It's about sowing and reaping. If you want to reap a lot of money in your life, you've got to sow that inside. So like causes always produce like effects. And therefore, any man or woman who learns to do things in this certain way will infallibly get rich. Infallibly. There's no way that it won't happen. That above statement is true, is shown by the following facts. Now pay close attention to this. These following facts here. Getting rich is not a matter of environment. For if it were, all people in certain neighborhoods would become wealthy. The people of one city would all be rich, while those in other towns would all be poor. Or the inhabitants of one state would roll in wealth, while those of an adjoining state would be in poverty. Now, again, grab onto that. But everywhere we see rich and poor living side by side in the same environment and often engaged in the same vocations. Think about people in your neighborhood living in just about the same style of house, driving a car just like you. Now, here he goes further. When two men are in the same locality and in the same business, and one gets rich while the other remains poor, it shows that getting rich is not primarily a matter of environment. Some environments may be more favorable than others, but when two men in the same business are in the same neighborhood and one gets rich and the other fails, it indicates what? It indicates getting rich is a result of doing things in a certain way. So interesting with regards to this business that Dolly and I are in. There's a lot of us who are in this business. We have access to the same social media, the same internet, the same platforms. We have the same information. And yet there's different results. Some struggle really heavy with regards to this, and others, like us, we just escalate. But I want you to notice how we're in the same environment, still handling it virtually in most cases. But why the difference? Why the difference between ones who struggle in the same environment versus those who succeed? Now, further, the ability to do things in this certain way is not due solely to the possession of talent. Oh, yeah, you got to be really talented. And if you're really talented, you'll be successful. For many people who have great talent remain poor, while others who have very little talent get rich. Have you ever listened to like some of these songs that are out there? And in terms of the talent, at least what I see as talent, it really sucks. But guess what? They're crushing it, getting rich. And then you see highly talented musicians, and I've seen that quite often, who are really, really great at what they do, and they're poor. You see this with athletes. You see this with actors. Now, this is important for you because this is about you changing your money status here. But now, before we go further, though, for those of you who are watching this live stream and would love to tap into the recordings and get more into this and use it in your life and actually watch the recordings too as well, go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You will thank yourself later.